Welcome to our webinar on getting started with working remotely in TidyHQ. Good morning and thank you for joining us. It's our pleasure to host you. Let's start with an introduction. My name is Isaac Dury and I'm the CEO and founder of TidyHQ based in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Right now, many committees and boards are suddenly having to work remotely. For some of you, this is a small shift, and for others, it's a large move, both personally as well as for your organisation. So you need to figure out a way to stay connected and coordinated. Tidy helps people work together online and run the committee operations just as efficiently remotely as they would in person. Tidy provides the environment and structure for a committee or board to come together and get things done. When you're in person, this may happen through meetings or individually or with phone calls. When you aren't, this can happen in TidyHQ. Tidy is an always available platform where the right people are always in the loop and key information is always at their fingertips. There are a variety of tools available for your team to use, whatever your role requires of you to work with and however many people work with you. You can use various tools for cross-functional efforts, or with the often high turnover of committee members, you can bring everyone together and on the same page and have them up to speed quickly, like running your regular monthly meetings. Bringing together everyone who needs to be there and using TidyHQ to share the details as the meeting is run in real time makes for a more effective and efficient meeting. You can use the membership module to kick off your new membership drive. When you bring your membership coordinator, events manager, treasurer, website producer, sponsorship manager, and anyone else together on the same platform, everyone can easily keep track of how their membership drive is progressing and how they can each support things. Roles and tasks are useful to keep your team together, especially when working remotely, and with the usual high turnover of volunteer administrators, you can make things easier for everyone by assigning one-off or recurring tasks to either individuals or to specific roles, thereby creating a ready-made succession plan for your organisation. So this is TidyHQ. It's a collection of all the things you need for your organisation's work to happen, the tools and your team. Today we're going to focus on how to be an effective member of a remote team on TidyHQ. Alright, now that we have oriented ourselves to Tidy, let's dive into today's content and get your team working remotely together. In today's session, we'll be covering 4 things. What a day in the life looks like for a remote committee member in Tidy, how to connect with other administrators from anywhere with TidyHQ, what working remotely looks like with Tidy, including running great video meetings because they're such an important part of remote work, and what some other organisations are doing and saying about facilitating remote work with Tidy. Let's start with a day in the life of working remotely on TidyHQ. As a president, most importantly, I grab myself firstly a coffee, and then I log into my TidyHQ account, and I quickly scan the dashboard. You can think of this area as your HQ, an overview of what is happening around your organisation, and provides an indication of what events, meetings, tasks, and financial going-ons are occurring via the calendar in the dashboard. I make sure to review my tasks that are due this week for the committee meeting via the tasks area. Firstly, I'm going to check any tasks that I am responsible for. Here you can see anything overdue is highlighted in red, and both tasks allocated to me directly or because I hold the role of secretary are in my list. Now that my team is remote, it's really important to understand what others on the committee are working on. It helps us lend a hand in the right places and keep on top of things. When we worked on the committee in person, it was easy to tap each other on the shoulder or trade emails to try and find information. Now each committee member can make sure all of their tasks have been recorded so everyone knows what their workload is looking like, together with any blockers that they need the team's help on. This quick routine helps the committee stay connected and provides great visibility for the people like the President, who's able to quickly intervene and unblock things that are in the way of our progress. This quick virtual check-in will become a habit for your organisation and provides attention and structure to getting things done remotely. As a remote team, sharing what we are working on and sharing the information we are all relying on as a committee, that includes contact information, finances, events, and anything else that may be happening in the organisation. Working asynchronously means that you can still work together but not have to be together. When you're not in the same room together, it can be hard to know what has and has not progressed with getting an event created or website built. By being able to work in your own time and being able to make each module accessible to another member of the committee helps you set the right expectations for your colleagues. As you may remember from earlier, I have a few tasks assigned to me. One of them was to update the history page on our website. I head over to the Pages tool and open up the history page and update things before marking the task as completed. Now the President will also be updated as though we're a follower on the task. I now also set up another task for Jordan to proofread the history page update. He'll mark it as complete as soon as he's finished, meaning I can get on with some other things. I can quickly establish an event or even duplicate a previous event to give me more of a head start with things. I can establish event tickets, the ticket quantity available, who they're available to, along with the location of the event. I drop in the registration fields I want people to fill out as part of the event registration process, as well as the price I'd like them to pay. Before hitting publish, I establish a new task for Jenny to check things are all correct with the event. If I do duplicate the event in the future, all of these tasks will be duplicated as well, making an event template for the organisation. I now head over to the meetings area to understand what upcoming meetings we have. Running beautiful, easy to follow meetings means you can get through meetings more quickly. And as everyone is looking at the same agenda and seeing the notes written in real time, the minute taker's job is dramatically reduced. We can automatically establish a Zoom link with our Zoom integration. A video call can really help your organisation with staying connected and makes the meeting tool even more powerful. A week in the life of the committee will involve different tools for the different actions, depending on the committee roles and what the organisation needs to do to get things done. Here are some more useful tips for running a remote team. Apps. You'll find a range of additional modules, some of which we have already talked about, for you to run meetings, events, your website, along with other third-party tools such as MailChimp. Permissions. For example, not everyone needs access to the finances area. You can see what permissions people have in the admins and roles area of your organisation's settings. Contacts. You should have every stakeholder imported into your contacts area. Anyone that engages with your organisation should have a record and their history and interactions get recorded against them. Your contacts will be automatically updated with information as they register for memberships or events, and you have unlimited custom contact fields so you can record any information that you need against those contacts. Web pages. They can also be restricted to specific contact groups, so you can use Tidy like an intranet to expose only specific information to specific people. Document storage. You can upload all of your organisation's files such as constitution, marketing files and anything else, so anyone can access things. As you already know, it'll often take a lot of people working together to get an event or a project or task done. Now you have seen how a committee can run remotely even when you're not in the same room. For some additional peace of mind, Tidy also keeps a track of all the activity any administrator or member are doing with your TidyHQ account, further fulfilling your obligations to good governance and providing an audit trail for administrators to understand what has and hasn't been happening throughout the platform. If you do end up using TidyHQ as your website, which is optional, you can use your own web domain. You can also bring your own domain to email addresses. Speaking of which, you can quickly establish all of the roles you may have at your organisation. Roles such as President, Treasurer, Secretary, and anyone else. Write down what that role entails, the objectives, responsibilities, and anything else, so whoever picks up that role in the future knows exactly what is expected of them. You can also assign an email address to that role. For example, president@clubname. Any email that gets sent to that email address will bounce on to the role holder's existing personal email account, so there is no need to check yet another email address. Here is how some other organisations are navigating remote work. Tyson Rowling, who wears two hats, one as the Secretary of Para Hills Cricket Club in South Australia, also works for the Playford local government. He's been using Tidy for many years now, and as well as recommending Tidy to organisations through his constituency as well as neighbouring local municipalities. Tidy was one of his first calls when organisations started to be told they had to work from home. Tyson has some top tips from engaging with all of those organisations to keep remote teams engaged through TidyHQ. First, hold an Ask Me Anything session with your leadership group as you transition to online. It is a big leap for many on the committee, so keep them bought in and available to help is important. Using web pages along with private web pages can be helpful to firstly getting an online presence for the club, but also have it built in a way that makes it very easy to maintain for future generations. Lastly, he suggests for an organisation to opt towards transparency. The more open a club is with their information, the more confidence administrators will have with each other and the organisation. Andrew Newey from the Glen Waverly Football Club has found running the meetings online to be a huge time saver and make the club more professional. Glen Waverly also had a third party running their website, which they managed to switch over to TidyHQ to save some more on costs and running everything through the one platform. Sue James is a consultant and trainer for a number of organisations. She makes a very good point as part of her process in setting up Humanists Victoria, that change management is always a big challenge. And like Tyson mentioned, being strategic as to how you roll it out is important. Roll it out in stages and slowly get people used to a new way of working together. Every customer receives the same level of enterprise-grade security. Learn more about our program at tidyhq.com/security. We're here to help. Check your email after the webinar to sign up for a private consultation with us or head to calendly.com/tidyhq. And if you're looking for more tips on remote work, we'll be offering more webinars on specific tools and advanced tips over the coming weeks. Okay, that concludes our webinar. We look forward to working with you soon. Thanks for watching.